Hello and welcome back to This or That. Our original programming is here. Kobe and Jatt back together.
Yeah, just like old times. This is exactly how I remember This or That being. I feel like nothing has really changed.
We got a little bit of social distancing going on, but that's about it. Let's get into the slides because I want to get into the games as fast as possible for this weekend.
Yeah, so what's harder?
First one, what is harder, not touching your face or blaming the jungler?
Oh man, this is a touchy one for a number of different reasons.
We're both junglers.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, not touching your face is a hard thing. Generally, the way I've been doing it is once I'm inside, my hands are washed, I've disinfected everything, and I stop thinking about it. So in that case, it's like I'm only worrying about that when I'm outside. Not blaming your jungler feels impossible. I feel like as long as you're doing one thing properly as a jungler, that means someone else is expecting more jungle attention somewhere else. So someone is always going to blame the jungler no matter what steps you take.
As you're talking about this, my nose is itching and I'm trying so hard.
If you've isolated and washed your hands and made sure everything's clean, you can touch your face inside, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but now it's psychological as we have this slide up, so I just I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to say touching your face is harder.
All right, let's get to the next slide.
Next one. Who wins an Aurelia 1v1? Is it Bjergsen or Broken Blade?
They've probably actually done this to practice a little bit, although practicing mirror matchups is honestly not that useful. I'm actually going to say Broken Blade wins the 1v1.
I was definitely going to say Broken Blade.
Really? Because Bjergsen had that pop-off Aurelia game, I guess, 2 calendar weeks ago, last week in the LCS, and that was pretty good. But just with the way Broken Blade was the Riven one trick back when he always played on low ping, I imagine they're playing this on Tourney Realm, so that's just going to matter. It does seem like it's more in his wheelhouse right now, but I think it will be close.
Yeah, I just think Broken Blade has been playing so well recently. I think he deserves a lot of confidence. I also like that they have them photoshopped onto Fiora, not Aurelia. I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't even notice that. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's probably a skin. But no, that's definitely Fiora's splasher.
All right, next slide. What feels worse? Watching your team throw a lead, yes. Or watching your team get stomped. I think throwing a lead is more frustrating for me because there's so many games where, okay, you get stomped, but it gets to a point where you feel like it's out of our control. This game's over, nothing we could do. But when you have a lead, you feel entitled to that win and just to see it thrown away.
That's exactly it. Getting stomped, you never had anything good to begin with. So what are you really losing? Like, okay, I'm going to have to queue up for another one. But every time your team throws a lead, you feel like you had something to do with the lead. So it's like they're stealing something from you. And that's the worst part. So it is definitely this.
Yep. All right, next slide. More iconic SKT top laner. Sorry, it's small. So I thought it was going to go like ski trip or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should enlarge it. But more iconic SKT top laner. Pion actually asked us on Twitter, or like, what's the top laner that first comes to mind? And I answered him with Impact immediately. Obviously biased because he's in North America and I see him all the time, but that's my answer. I'd say MARIN is a close second.
I'm going to tier list these. I'm going to say Impact, MARIN, and then Duke. And I think a lot of it does depend when you started watching League of Legends. If you started watching League of Legends in 2015, it's clearly going to be MARIN because he won World Finals MVP in 2015. So this is definitely going to have alternate answers. But you and I, we've been around since the start of it. So this one's clear. It's Impact.
There's a boomer answer for us is Impact, I guess.
The boomer league caster answers, like definitely Impact, not even close.
Next slide. Who will come back stronger this week? Is it Dignitas or Team Liquid? So many people are asking us for the dive. Who's going to benefit over the extra week, the downtime? Honestly, I was thinking about it though. All the teams have been playing these in-houses and these, charity streams and stuff. I don't think they've been using all this time as hardcore practice with the pandemic going on. So I'm not exactly, I don't think that there's going to be a huge shift, but my answer would be Team Liquid. Because we really expect those players to, at some point,
even putting even putting everything else aside with the completely unprecedented circumstances that everyone is facing, which team had more to improve on and which team seemed more boom back in week 7? And it was Dignitas. They had like the biggest mental boom loss, I believe, to 100 Thieves. And everyone in the back of their heads, even though Team Liquid is 6-8 and has a hard schedule, it's like, we know what their peak can be. We've seen it for 2 years in a row. So yeah, TL.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
How many slides, Kobe? Did you check?
Did not ask before we started.
We'll see.
So
as soon as we don't have another slide.
Until we hit the end slide. Is this less missed, Klepto or Spear of Sojin? For me, it's Klepto because I never played Klepto. I never played Ezreal. I didn't play a lot of lanes. I played mostly jungle. I did get Spear of Sojin every once in a while, jungle Jax game or something like that. And if I got auto-filled top lane, I always play Renekton. And so I always built Spear of Sojin. So that is immediately my answer.
So when you say less missed, it's the thing that you are happier is gone? Or
that you miss less.
I
think it's pretty clear.
For some reason, I'm actually really confused by this because.
So, Jatt, do you miss Klepto or do you miss Spear of Sojin?
No.
So you don't miss either one. That's why.
But which one's less? Like, what does this mean? I don't miss either, but I could care less that. I guess Spear of Sojin was less offensive to me. So. Okay. Whatever the correct answer, that's it.
Okay, right. So if you miss it less, the one that you like, you miss more.
Okay, so I miss Klepto more, therefore I miss Spear.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'll say Spear of Sojin, it's that. There's something that's just breaking.
I miss Klepto less because I like Spear of Sojin. They move us on to the next slide.
Yeah, they were tired of this.
This was terrible.
Yeah.
We bungled that one. Okay. Would you rather give Viper Set or would you rather give him Riven? I would rather give him Set, even though Set is stronger champion right now. I think his proficiency on Riven is far and above every other champion.
Okay, so you're saying from a drafting perspective, which would you rather leave up for Viper? And that's how we'll interpret this question because you can look at it.
As an opponent, I guess.
Yeah. When I was like, oh wow, you're gonna have him play Set. It's like, no, this dude. There's a reason he draws more Riven bans. I also think Set is a little bit nerfed, and I don't think he's looked amazing on any champion except for Riven. So you do want to take away the Riven option, and I think that's what most teams have been doing.
Yeah. That's funny. This one also has two perspectives. That you can take
I didn't get confused by this one. We were able to do it clearly, so that's great.
Let's go next one. There we go.
Yeah.
Better support. Is it Ignar or Vulcan? Pretty controversial, actually. I would still say Vulcan, but a lot of people have been pushing for Ignar. He roams a lot. He does a lot for FlyQuest because they really, I felt like, needed someone to bring those engages and start to create plays for them. He works really well off of PoE specifically. So I think there is a decent case there, but I would still say Vulcan. Vulcan has been crushing.
I think it's really hard to not say Vulcan is the best support, even if you're going to say that Ignar's teammates aren't as good, just because of how absurdly dominant everyone on Cloud9 has been. So I think that's all we need to say about this one is Vulcan.
Agreed.
He had that big bio.
More unjustified narrative. Like Smithy, Sejuani ult. These are really good memes. Or double if dies with flash. So these both came from real plays, right? So as far as more unjustified, they both came off of pretty much single plays. Like Smithy had a couple more Miss Sejuani ultimates, but this was the one that caused the meme. And Double Lift had a couple of times where he died with flash up.
Yeah, so it's like, what was more unfair? Because obviously bad plays happen all the time. And I think a missed Sejuani ultimate, unless the other team is mega hyper mobile, like you're looking at this team right now, even in the screenshot, there's a Kog'Maw and a Lulu. Sure, the Lulu can speed people up, but come on, man, you can't miss all of them. And it felt like in that case, he did miss a lot. So that was fairly fair. I think there's a lot of times where dying with flash up is correct. And I think in terms of what was unjustified, every time he died with flash up, people were flaming him. Whereas a lot of the time, it was good to die with flash up because the flash wouldn't have done anything.
Sometimes, yes. But I remember the incident, the game where the meme came from, and it was not justified. And I also felt bad for Smithy because I only remembered him missing a couple of Sejuani ults.
Yeah.
And I'm also biased jungler, so I'm going with Smithy.
All right, I'm glad we disagreed. I'm going that. You're going this.
All right,
That
next
felt
one.
like the last slide.
I think that might have been the last slide.
There might be another one. No.
Oh,
Okay,
full
this
build.
is actually a Jax picture and a Fiora picture this time.
This is like the show where they have the dinosaurs fight dragons and stuff, and they have a theoretical battle for the end game. I've definitely seen this fight before. I feel like the Jax wins.
I think you probably saw it when there was Spear of Sojin, since you miss it so less or much. I'm still not sure on that one. I think Fiora wins. I think the percent health true damage, I think it actually can be a skill matchup. Like, I don't think this is one of those things that's super clear, because it's still going to matter if you're dodging the stuns or if you're riposting at the right moment. But I think Fiora will win just because of all the true damage, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. Like, there is skill involved because they both have the dodge abilities, and dodge for Jax. But I had really felt like Jax was up there.
I mean, maybe we should just do this. Although I'm not a good enough Fiora player to back my claim up, but I think Fiora wins.
Okay. Now we cover both bases, so one of us has got to be right.
Yeah, it's Fiora. Woo! More slides.
Harmless Scarecrow, or my computer just went to sleep or something.
I'll read it. It's a Harmless Scarecrow or no Dark Wind in ARAM. Oh my God. So Fiddle ARAM Dark Wind, if you stood to the side, you could avoid it, but holy crap, was it annoying. And I haven't seen the Harmless Scarecrow necessarily in action, so I'm going to go with that because I do think the rework, at least thematically, looks like it's knocked it out of the park, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was going to go with that too because it just looks cool, right? It's a new thing. You have an extra surprise for Fiddlesticks players. All right, that might have been the last slide.
There it is. Yeah.
Honestly, clean episode.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of the best episodes that we've ever done. I also want to call out that, do you remember the This or That auditions? Kubo did get a callback. I don't feel like he was contributing that much. I think he was distracted by the weird blue thing he's chewing on the whole time. But other than that, it's fun. It's good to be back.
All right. Glad to have you back again. We are going to have LCS this weekend, by the way. It is going to be remote broadcast, so good luck to everyone involved. Because
5 games Saturday, 5 games Sunday, online broadcast. I'm hoping for the best. It's going to be exciting.
See you then.
Bye.